Beijing has accused Manila of provoking tensions in the South China Sea.
It may have seemed like an unlikely political pairing, but the Marcos Duterte alliance proved to be the winning ticket.
The South China Sea simmers with tension after a confrontation between Chinese and Philippine vessels. A high-stakes standoff unfolded, with reports of water cannons adding fuel to the fire. In response, the Philippine president defiantly declared his refusal to yield, raising the specter of a wider conflict. With global attention focused on the region, we dive into this unfolding drama. We'll explore China's motives and dissect the potential consequences of their actions in the disputed waters. Before moving forward, we would like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. The South China Sea, a vast expanse of turquoise waters, has been a stage for a long-standing dispute between the Philippines and China. This complex issue has its roots in history, but recent events have brought it back to the forefront, raising concerns about potential conflict. For centuries, both nations have laid claim to parts of the South China Sea. China bases its claims on historical documents and a concept called the Nine-Dash Line, which encompasses a large portion of the sea. The Philippines, along with other Southeast Asian nations, contest these claims, arguing for maritime rights based on international law. The real crux of the issue lies beneath the waves. The South China Sea is believed to be rich in natural resources, including oil and gas deposits. This economic potential fuels the desire of both countries to control the area. Throughout the 20th century, tensions simmered but remained largely unaddressed. However, in recent decades, China has become increasingly assertive in its claims. This has included building artificial islands on disputed reefs and deploying Coast Guard vessels to intimidate other claimants. The Philippines has responded by filing legal challenges against China's claims with international tribunals. In 2016, a landmark ruling by the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague largely sided with the Philippines, declaring China's historical claims to have no legal basis. However, China has refused to recognize the ruling. The situation escalated further in 2023. There were several standoffs between Chinese and Philippine vessels, with reports of aggressive maneuvers and even the use of water cannons. These incidents highlighted the potential for conflict and raised concerns about the safety of navigation in the vital sea lane. The Philippine president responded firmly, refusing to back down and asserting his country's right to defend its territory. This defiant stance underscored the seriousness of the situation and the potential for a wider conflict. With tensions rising, the international community is watching closely. The South China Sea is a crucial shipping route, and any disruption could have a significant impact on global trade. Additionally, the potential for military escalation is a cause for concern for all nations involved. But now, the Philippines president has said, "Enough is enough," and he isn't backing out. We would once again request you to hit the bell icon and support us. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. declared that the Philippines would take action against China's Coast Guard, labeling their actions as illegal, coercive, aggressive, and dangerous. This statement escalates tensions in the South China Sea dispute. The Philippines accuses China of repeated hostilities within its exclusive economic zone. The United States has voiced support for its former colony and ally. Marcos pledged forthcoming countermeasures, promising they would be proportional and reasonable. While not specifying the nature of these measures, he assured they will be implemented gradually over the next weeks. Marcos emphasized the Philippines' desire for peace, but asserted its unwillingness to be intimidated. As Marcos aims to strengthen defense ties with the United States, granting greater access to Philippine military bases and expanding joint exercises, tensions with China intensify. Beijing is displeased, seeing these moves as a challenge. Chinese Defense Ministry spokesperson Wu Qian blamed the Philippines for the deterioration, accusing it of seeking support from external forces and spreading misinformation. Wu warned that the Philippines is treading a dangerous path and that China won't tolerate such behavior. Despite this, China claims its responses have been measured. Wu cautioned the Philippines against provocations, asserting they would only harm themselves. The recent escalation occurred when China used water cannons to disrupt a Philippine resupply mission to the Second Thomas Shoal where soldiers are stationed to guard a grounded warship. China, asserting extensive claims over the South China Sea, cautioned the Philippines to proceed with caution and engage in dialogue, noting that their relationship stands at a critical juncture. Marcos revealed discussions with defense officials and international allies who have pledged support for safeguarding Philippine sovereignty and ensuring regional peace. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin reiterated America's commitment to its defense treaty with the Philippines, condemning China's actions at the Second Thomas Shoal. During a call with Philippine counterpart Gilberto Teodoro, Austin reaffirmed the treaty's provisions, including mutual defense in the South China Sea. In response to Marcos's announcement of countermeasures, China's defense spokesperson Wu vowed decisive actions to protect sovereignty, condemning Philippine actions as treacherous and manipulative. The Philippines' president's statement regarding countering China's actions in the South China Sea carries significant global implications, resonating across the geopolitical landscape. As tensions escalate in the region, analysts speculate on the potential repercussions and the responses from other global players, particularly the West, in crafting alliances to counter China's maritime assertiveness. At the heart of the matter lies the Philippines' strategic location in the Indo-Pacific region. Its territorial disputes with China not only impact regional stability, but also have broader implications for global trade routes and security. With China increasingly flexing its maritime muscles, neighboring countries are compelled to respond assertively to safeguard their interests. The Philippine president's vow to implement countermeasures signals a shift in the country's approach toward China's encroachment. This move could potentially reshape alliances and diplomatic strategies in the region. The Philippines, traditionally reliant on its alliance with the United States for security, may seek to bolster this relationship further in the face of Chinese aggression. Strengthening defense ties with the U.S. could provide the Philippines with crucial support and deterrence against Chinese coercion. Furthermore, the Philippines' stance against China's actions invites attention and support from other Western powers invested in maintaining a rules-based international order. The United States, in particular, has a vested interest in ensuring freedom of navigation in the South China Sea, given its economic and strategic importance. The reaffirmation of the U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty by Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin underscores America's commitment to supporting its allies in the region. In response to China's assertiveness, Western countries may increasingly pivot towards forging alliances and partnerships with regional actors to counterbalance China's growing influence. This could entail collaborative efforts to enhance maritime security, conduct joint military exercises, and provide assistance to countries facing Chinese coercion. Moreover, the Philippines' stance against China's aggression could prompt other Southeast Asian nations to adopt a more unified approach to addressing maritime disputes. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, has long grappled with internal divisions on how to navigate China's rise. However, a collective response to China's actions in the South China Sea could strengthen ASEAN's bargaining power and foster greater regional cooperation. Beyond the immediate regional dynamics, the Philippines' defiance against China's maritime bullying resonates globally, shaping perceptions of China's behavior and prompting responses from other major powers. The European Union, for instance, has expressed concerns over China's actions in the South China Sea and may seek to coordinate with like-minded partners to uphold international norms and maritime freedom. Additionally, the Philippines' pushback against China's encroachment could fuel debates within the international community about the need for a more assertive response to China's assertive behavior. This could lead to increased diplomatic pressure on China to abide by international law and norms, particularly regarding freedom of navigation and respect for sovereign rights. Addressing China's assertiveness in the South China Sea necessitates a multifaceted approach that encompasses economic, political, and social dimensions. Economically, diversifying trade partnerships is crucial to reduce a dependence on China, encouraging countries in the region to expand. Their economic ties with alternative markets can enhance their resilience and diminish vulnerability to Chinese economic coercion. Moreover, investing in local industries and manufacturing capabilities can decrease reliance on Chinese imports, fostering economic independence and domestic growth. Politically, robust diplomatic engagement is essential. efforts should be made to address maritime disputes through peaceful means and multilateral forums. Encouraging dialogue and negotiation to reach mutually acceptable solutions while emphasizing respect for international law and norms is paramount. Strengthening alliances with like-minded countries is also critical. Collaborating on maritime security initiatives, joint patrols, and information sharing can effectively deter Chinese aggression and uphold regional stability. Socially, raising awareness about the importance of maritime sovereignty and the implications of China's actions in the South China Sea is imperative. Educating the public about territorial integrity and maritime rights can foster a sense of national unity and pride. Additionally, promoting people-to-people exchanges and cultural cooperation programs between countries in the region can build trust and mutual understanding. Strengthening interpersonal relationships can contribute to de-escalating tensions and fostering goodwill among nations. By implementing these measures comprehensively and collaboratively, countries can effectively address China's assertive behavior in the South China Sea while promoting stability and cooperation in the region. It is essential to adopt a holistic approach that considers economic, political, and social factors to safeguard maritime security and uphold international norms. In light of the Philippine President's commitment to countering China's actions in the South China Sea, regional stakeholders must rally behind this resolve. Supporting the Philippines in upholding its sovereignty and maritime rights is not just about standing up to coercion, it's about defending the principles of peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. Let's heed the President's call for unity and work together to ensure that the South China Sea remains a zone of cooperation, not confrontation. It's time to stand firm against unilateral aggression and champion a future where dialogue and diplomacy prevail. So what are your thoughts? Do let me know in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more updates.